to another edition of the Black Table with the wonderful Mrs. Shante. And we got the wonderful Miss Ida online. How y'all feeling today, ladies?
Did you
Good,
just
good,
say
good.
Mrs.?
Miss Shante.
You just trying to
Why
block
y'all always
all
gotta,
my opportunities.
I
You
swear to God,
you
y'all just try
trying
to
to
argue.
just
I swear to God, I try to start the show. I
ooh.
cannot start this show
You
off a
gonna
week
start early with that?
without a damn fight every damn week. It's just
I'm
You
gonna
crazy.
the
eat.
one messed
I ain't
up.
said nothing. I'm eating my gummies. Mm-hmm.
All right, grandmama.
Mrs. I
All
am
right,
not a Mrs.
my fault, Granny. All right,
Oh
Granny
no, you
draws. I'm
didn't.
sorry. Yeah, I got to stick with Granny draws now since you let that little bitty thing slide like that. My fault, Granny draws. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. First of all, let me say hello to Miss Ida over here and Granny draws to the other side of me over here. That
Wait
it's
a
just
minute. Did he
made
come
such.
for you?
I was
Oh,
trying
oh,
to.
oh, Russ. Oh, she
I
said he.
really did. I swear to God, I was like, I'm gonna start today's show. I'm gonna come in real nice and smooth. I'm not gonna
Mm.
argue. I ain't gonna fuss
And
with
we
nobody.
rolling,
I swear to God, this shit
we
never lasts.
rolling,
It never lasts.
we
I don't give.
rolling on
On
the
the river,
river.
rolling on the river.
This is the shit. This is the shit I put up with every fucking week.
Your
Yeah.
fault.
And guess
This
what?
is
And
the
he
shit.
loved it too.
He do.
I swear to
That's
God,
why he
if I could
starts
just
shit.
start the show 1 week and say, "Hey,
Mm-mm.
how y'all doing?" and then we like start the show off and folks, because folks be looking at me. They be talking about folks that have never watched our show before. I had this. This is one criticism that we got about the show. It was like, man, if a nigga don't know that y'all cool like that, um, I thought y'all was like fussing and shit, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, I was like, yo, this is my. So I be trying to, y'all notice it. So I be trying to come on the show every week. I just be trying to be good. And no, no, no,
Don't
no, no,
worry,
no,
y'all.
no.
This is what family do.
These
You
niggas,
know
yeah.
how can't nobody else come for your family, but you can talk about your family all day long.
Come for
Oh,
mine if you want to.
well, can I give y'all something that's really good to me?
Come
Uh,
What's
on.
good to you, baby? What's
check
good to you?
this out. Y'all know my birthday coming up, right?
Yeah, we know September.
Okay,
Oh
so listen,
Jesus.
niggas, I swear to God, niggas ain't shit. But somebody, one of our watchers of the show, hit me up and they was like, "Look, Russ, I keep telling you every year I'm gonna get you something for your birthday."
Okay.
I said, "Yeah, okay." They said, "Now send me your address. I got you." So I was like, "All right," I sent them my address,
Mm-hmm.
and lo and behold,
Mm-hmm.
I got this box in the mail. This is the box that came in the mail.
Oh, you
Oh.
got
Now,
some
if you
liquor.
now, let me explain what the fuck is
Oh, I
going
know what
on
that
here.
is. Wait a
This
minute.
this shit is called nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not what y'all would consider to be liquor.
Mm-mm.
If you look at it, it says, let me see if I can get it right there, 100% THC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Ooh.
Yeah.
so when I first got the shit,
Woo!
I was like, okay, what is this? What? Let me see what this is. This hitting for, right?
Mm.
Man, oh man, oh man. The first day I just took a little shot, and it says on the bottle, like, you can mix it with some juice or something like that
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to see what the actual thing tastes like, what the actual,
Liquid tastes like.
yeah, and it got like a fruity taste to it. So I was like, oh, this
Mm-hmm.
is this actually tastes good. So let me tell you, what's today? Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. I came. Let me tell y'all, and this is the honest God truth. I came home from church Sunday, and I had 2 shots, and I had mixed it just like this because I just made one and I just mixed it right. So I had took a shot and I sat there and I caught myself watching TV.
TV was watching you, baby.
Listen, let me tell y'all what. Let me explain how fucking crazy this is. I laid down about, I want to say, I had to lay down about like 2 o'clock, between 2 and 3. I woke up at 11 fucking clock at night. And listen, when I woke
Because
up,
TV was
listen,
watching.
I woke up and shit,
was
right?
was your mind stayed on Jesus?
No, it wasn't. No, listen, let me tell you. When I woke up from this shit, I woke up and I was like, okay, what time is it? Because I'm thinking it's got to be 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, right? It's got to be right around that time. So I wake up and I'm like, damn, I'm feeling like, fucking I'm still feeling zooted. I'm like, what the fuck? So
somebody hit him with a brick.
So then I sat back and I said, fucking, let me watch a little TV for a little bit. Let that, get me straight and calm my ass down. That didn't do no fucking good at all, right? So I'm trying to tell y'all. Then yesterday rolled around. I didn't even fuck with the shit yesterday.
And you were still feeling it.
I was fucking, man, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Nigga, so then the motherfucker, look, and the nigga who sent it,
LaShonda, we gonna start
LaShonda, LaShonda talking about sounds like a good time.
Yes,
LaShonda is the motherfucker that sent this shit to me.
We gonna start this already.
Look, LaShonda is the motherfucker
Good
that
job,
sent this shit to me.
LaShonda.
Why am I not surprised?
Look,
So I need to know from LaShonda, what the heck did you send my brother for him to be like? I saw that. No, wait a minute.
Listen, this shit is called nowadays.
No, let me finish. LaShonda, what you send my brother to the point to where this nigga still feeling effects on Monday?
100
and he drunk it on
listen,
Sunday.
100 milligrams of THC per bottle, 6 milligrams THC per serving.
And what's the serving size? Because you took a shot. So what's the serving size?
A teaspoon.
No, on the box, baby. What does it say on the serving size is on the box?
No, it's saying 6 milligrams. 6 milligrams
per serving.
Is the serving size.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm just.
What is the proof? What's the proof for the alcohol?
Nigga, you not understanding.
It's not
alcohol, nigga.
It's THC.
It's THC.
That component in weed, but they liquefy it.
It's in the weed to just lay your ass all the way.
That's that good.
I need to be LaShonda friend, man.
LaShonda, I want some.
Nah, bro.
Ain't none of y'all birthdays. And then LaShonda came through because look, LaShonda owed me for like 7-8 years of birthdays and shit. She's about 7 to 8 years back.
She got you the highest dose, bro.
She did, G. Listen. I'm so cold with it because after I fucked around with shit, I said I got to go look this shit up online and shit. So I went and looked at it. I know she sent me the biggest bottle. The like when you look at it, 2 bottles on that.
I told you that.
It's 2 bottles on that motherfucker. One of them ain't this. She sent me this motherfucker.
Damn, LaShonda.
And you took the whole, and you took a shot of it. You need to take a head.
I'm trying to tell you, this is the bottle. This is the bottle, right?
You ain't
From
got to show
Sunday
me.
to now. It's Tuesday. This all that's gone out this motherfucker. And I listen. I poured 2 shots for a friend of mine. So I'm trying to tell y'all. This shit right here.
See, I heard about it. I have not tried it, but a friend of mine told me about it.
Excuse me.
That's how I recognized it. But
Russell,
man, yeah.
You said it ain't nobody's birthday but yours, but you forgot we shared the same month.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
I want to try it.
Listen. I ain't about to argue with y'all about it.
I'm not arguing. No, I'm just saying.
Arguing with y'all about the blessings that the Lord did.
I ain't arguing about the blessings. I'm just talking
about the Lord did bless me.
The Lord did not send you that.
Yes, the Lord did. He sent it through LaShonda. Yes, he did. He sent it through LaShonda. Yes, he did. But I'm just saying, when Russ said it ain't nobody's birthday but his, we share the same month. Remember that, nigga.
When I first got the shit, look, I was like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. I was sort of, I'm like, how the fuck does this shit work? Because I've never fucking had the liquid THC and shit. I've had THC in all kind of forms, but I haven't had liquid THC, right?
I've had the gummy form.
Listen, y'all, everybody know I blow. Everybody know that, right? This shit right here.
Something knocked Russ down.
I have blown 3 blunts since Sunday. Only 3. One I'm sitting right here right now. Listen, the one that I was blowing on is halfway. It's a half pump right here, and I got one ready to go for the show tonight. But I'm trying to tell y'all, this is some different shit. I'm about to. I said, man, I'm about to stock up on this shit, man. And it's only $40 for this one. But so for the big one, it's $40. I said that's what I pay for when I go to the store and go get me a,
you know what? Truth be told, I told y'all this is my daughter's senior year. I'm gonna have to deal with her daddy as more than I have had to in quite a long time. I think I'm gonna need
a shot of that.
Nigga, get the bottle. Order the bottle now, nigga. You can order it online. They send it directly to your crib.
You have to send them your ID though.
Not a problem.
I'm trying to tell y'all, I was so blessed by that, man. So I really think, and listen, my birthday ain't here yet. So anybody that's sending, anybody else that want to send something to it, nigga, you just hit me up.
Tell the people when your birthday is.
I'm accepting all. It's September the 12th. I'm accepting all of that shit.
Yeah, he's the 12th. 15 days after him, I came along.
My dad is September 10th.
Well,
he's somebody from the 27th.
All right, y'all ready to get into some bullshit tonight?
I don't know. I need my drink. I left my drink in the freezer. I got.
Oh man, look at here. Listen.
I'm ready.
Listen. Okay.
Highlands Council.
That shit just came out of nowhere.
Ready to catch a case.
Listen, this is y'all know that Zeke. Y'all let Zeke be Zeke. Let him be great. Let him be
Queen Mother Shantae, attorney at law.
I was trying to save people last week.
She a lawyer now.
Because people was about to commit some felonies. Okay, so
okay.
We have to set off a legal disclaimer.
I swear to God, it never fails. Every week I say we getting ready to go off into a clip. This nigga comes in with a sidebar conversation every fucking week. He does this every fucking week. It's like he waits for me to do that shit, and then he be like doing the whole process. When I'm like, "What's going on with y'all?" He never say shit, and then when I say, "Well, let me get off to the first clip of the week," this nigga be like, "I got hot draws." What the fuck is your draws doing hot? Nigga, that ain't got nothing to do with something. But anyway, all right. Okay, I gotta ask the ladies this: What do y'all feel about marriage vows?
Marriage vows, what? They're sacred to me when they're done right.
Don't say them if you don't mean them.
Amen to that one.
Okay. It's very interesting that you said that, because our very first clip of the night is of a young lady, and she's having her very special day. And I want y'all to listen. Listen closely. I mean, listen real closely to how this conversation goes.
This is funny.
For better.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer.
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
Sensitive to cat allergens?
This is my question to the panel. If you were getting married and you were at the altar, you're going through the process of getting married, and it came down to that line, and the person that you was marrying publicly stated that they had an issue with that line, how would you feel, and would you be still excited to marry that person at that point? Let me start with Shantae.
That wasn't a surprise. They have been through premarital counseling. He knows her. He knows how she thinks. He was laughing.
But see, this is the funny thing. Even the pastor said, no, nigga, you know I talked about that. She still had it. Like, this is the funny thing. I can understand if it was just something she was trying to be funny and cute about, but she was serious.
Yeah, she got a problem with it.
So, like, that's my question. If you were not, this is my question. If you went through marriage counseling,
yeah,
and you have the proof because the pastor's there, and he's went over that line before, and the person said it during the time that you were getting married and said, I don't know how I feel about that. Is that somebody that you would still want to continue that relationship?
That one line should not make a break whether you guys decide to spend the rest of your life together. Because number one, those vows, the wording of those vows is very old. You do have women that women's roles are different now. So part of that was based on roles that women used to have and were expected to have. So yeah, you have women that have take issue with obey. Now, mind you, she said the other vows, but when you talk about obey, you got yeah, there's a problem with that. I'd rather you be honest, but he's not surprised. He knows this woman. And if you're gonna let one line, because here's my thing, if you're gonna let one line determine whether you marry this person or not, tell me about the people who say every word, line by line, word for word, and still cheat their ass off and end up divorced 2 years later.
I can get that.
Facts.
But this is what I would say as the devil's advocate. A lot of people smile in uncomfortable conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mechanism that they sort of throw shit off. So again, if they had talked about this in counseling, and she said, "Well, you didn't say that, and you ain't never said that," and the preacher said,
"Hey,
no.
Deidre."
And the preacher is saying to you, no, I did cover that in counseling. This is something that we discussed before we got to this point.
I really don't think it's that big a deal. I honestly don't.
Okay. Let me go to Zeke. Zeke, if you were getting married and it got to that line and the woman was like, I'm not fucking with that line. I'm not fucking with that obey my husband line. What are you going to do? Are you going to look at that as well? She got a right to feel that way. It's cool. Or are you going to feel like, yo, why would you choose this time to make this an issue?
I would not. I agree with the defense counsel. She has a point. It's right. I'm not going to let that break everything. If I know the woman, I know how she is. And now, if she did that during the rest of it, causing a problem throughout the whole thing, then I'd probably have a problem with it. But she just sat up there, got to that obey part and then said all of that. Nah, I don't think that would break the marriage. No. Nah.
If you were getting married and your husband got to that line and he said, "Oh shit, I'm not gonna obey you. I'm not. That ain't got." But you know that you discussed this previously in counseling, and she didn't bring this up as this was an issue. He's saying this as like it's the first time he's ever hearing this shit a day in his life. How would you react to that? Would you look at that and say, "Well, it's cool, fuck it,
It's funny you would ask that because
we here now. We here now."
It's funny you would say that because I went through the same thing when we went through counseling and everything, and that was one of the things that we discussed about the vow of how. Because I'll explain. My ex-husband was Muslim.
Hold on, before you explain.
Wait a minute, I got you. So
I want to hear your answer before you explain.
But I don't have I didn't because we didn't. We at first it was like, are you going to have an issue with saying this? We discussed this before, but it was like, no, I'm not going to have a problem with it. But if you don't say it back, then we're going to have an issue. So if you pay attention of how they laugh, it was a hee hee ha ha. It was actually a joke, but I wouldn't, because my thing of it is, vows is what you make it. You sometimes don't have. That's what they had originally, like those ones. But things change. Life changes. Lives. So sometimes you have to change, and with the whole thing of marriage vows, sometimes have to change with the times, because sometimes they always say cherish and obey through sickness and health. Sometimes obeying is not about, oh, you're gonna obey my law. Obeying is sometimes, like you say, the law of what if you set before each other. Like they say, if we say we're gonna have these rules, these laws, and different things like that, that's what they mean. Are you going to obey what we've already established? It's not always just obey what he says, because that doesn't always say that. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I'm just asking if you were at the altar.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. No, because my thing of it is, if we've gone through counseling, we've discussed things and we've talked, even if you come out and say, we never did, that's not going to bother me, because my thing of it is, if y'all love one another and truly is real love, and that's that cherish that love that you really truly have for one another, and it's deep rooted, the obey thing, that's natural. You ain't even gotta pledge it out in front of everybody. Y'all already know what's what.
And quite frankly, I would prefer love, honor, and respect.
Right.
Because that's a missing factor.
Respect is more prevalent than obeying.
See, this is what I feel about it. I'm like, if that's what you feel, then y'all should have had the vows broken down before the wedding. So that shouldn't even been a part of what the vows said. You know what I'm saying? For you, because I'm looking at it this way.
Unless the pastor wasn't willing to change them.
Well, I don't think that it didn't seem that way, because he said, "Yo, we talked about this," and she was
but
like,
if you look at it, they laughed about it because it was
I understand that they laugh, but I also understand an uncomfortable laugh. I also understand people laughing because they're somewhat embarrassed, and that's a natural response. You know, a lot of people do that. A lot of people in very tough situations, they actually smile. If you think about it, y'all remember Jenny Jones show?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember the guy that came on the show, and the other guy said, "Yo, I brought you on the show because I want to fuck with you." The guy initially had like a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
And end up killing that motherfucker.
Yes, he
that
did.
Next day, because he was like, I was in shock because I was put in this position on television. So that's what I'm saying. If this was something that you really felt, I feel like that should have been discussed. And because listen, people get married all the time and they write their own vows. That's not uncommon, right? True. So if you're going to get married and you're setting the precedence, because I believe if you get married, it's like a declaration of a union, right? But you also are committing yourself to that person. If there's a situation that you have with a word like obey, and obey is not that has been in marriage vows for years. If you have an issue with that, I believe that should be discussed. That lingo should be changed before the actual wedding, because guess what? Every wedding has a wedding rehearsal, right?
Yeah. Well,
so when the preacher is going through the wedding rehearsal, he usually goes through what the vows are, right?
Real quick, let's do a check-in. We got Rhonda in the house. We got Sharice in the house. We got Nikki in the house. Welcome, everybody. We got LaShonda. And I think I saw somebody else and it went past me, but welcome, everyone.
Okay. Well, that's up to everybody, but I believe like if you really got an issue with stuff like that, because I like, to me, I've been a musician for a long time.
Comments not coming up.
I see him. I've been a musician for a long time, so I'm used to seeing that marriage rehearsal go down beforehand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too used to seeing a lot of weddings where the preacher is just dropping some new lingo on motherfuckers and they've never heard it at all.
Nikki says it's 1902.
You feel what I'm saying? So like in that particular situation, I don't know. I understand, like, yo, she got a right to feel how she got to feel. I'm with that, but I'm believing that came up before then, and for her to make that even a laughing point at your marriage is, I don't know. That's a little crazy.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you another reason why I don't think it's such a big deal, because you got to understand she's nervous too.
Right.
So this is a big day for everybody. But at the end of the day, this is just the wedding. It's not the marriage. People fuck up their vows all the time over sheer being nervous, and they stumble and they misspeak words and all whatever all the time. It's not the marriage.
Yeah, but it's a difference between stumbling over words and saying "fuck that," I ain't saying that shit. That ain't okay, for me.
So excuse me. So I got
that's the difference. You know, it's a difference between making a mistake because your emotions are wrapped up and you stumble over words and stuff like that, than to basically say, "Oh no, what you mean obey? I'm not doing that shit."
And sometimes people, so I'm gonna say this, and because dealing with weddings and going through weddings and being in the counseling sessions and having to be the session with my pastors, sometimes it's just like, even though when they get to that, that's like a little funny thing. That's not. It's it's not serious, but it's like something that when you're nervous and you can see it. My pastor does that on certain times because he always messes with the woman versus the man with it, because women can take it a little better than most men. And so when she laughed about it, they weren't making it a joking matter. Sometimes they'll say things and say, well, we're gonna do this during this time just to kind of see if the tension is high, we're gonna do this to kind of break that tension, because you need laughter to break the tension sometimes. I had it done with me when my pastor said it. He was like, you ready? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm gonna go down the rules and list. And I was like, okay, fine. So when he did it, I kind of laughed about it because it was like, I said, you gonna say, he was like, are you gonna obey? I was like, yeah. I was like, I will. And he was like, because he knew, because I'm always the one that's the hardcore one. Like, I ain't doing that. I ain't following through with that. That's what we did. We laughed and we joked about it. Sure. So when I did it, my brothers and them, when I said, yeah, I can do that, my brothers and them laughed because they knew I'm the baby and I give them a run for their money. So they was like, she ain't never obey us. And that was like the laughing thing. That was like my wedding. That was just like a joke for my brothers and them. They understood that. So sometimes they do things like that with marriages. It's not a thing of, oh, I won't obey. And see, some people take content of certain things and take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
They take it out of context. Not saying, and sometimes that video could have, people say, oh, well, this, and could have took it out of context. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes.
We got Elise in the house. Hey, Elise.
Do me a favor, young lady. Could you call into the hotline number right quick?
Not really, but okay.
Yeah, I was trying to get you on there for a few minutes. That's why I got this amazing sound pumping in the background now.
But could you fix my comments, please?
I can't do anything about your comments, baby. I can't do nothing about that.
They're not on the screen.
Listen, I can't do anything about that. Can you see the comments, Shantae?
I can. I hope they're catching up.
We gotta keep this program rolling. Amen.
Okay, Nikki says, how many people actually take these vows seriously? Sharice says, if a person wants to make their own meanings behind what the word obey means, that person obviously has ulterior motives. That's not love anyway. Sharice was answering somebody's question and she said no. Nikki says since 1902. Sharice said that sounds like someone young-minded. And Elise said, hey, beautiful ladies. Hey, girl, hey.
Yeah, I got to play this clip, man. I just seen niggas do a lot of crazy, funny shit in court. But this nigga right here, when I saw this nigga, I said, this is how.
In the counseling sessions. And
this nigga right here. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got this.
In the counseling sessions.
Oh, Lord. Nigga volume. Volume. Come on off of that. Come on off of that. All right, listen.
That was the remix.
Yeah, that was the remix. Yo, listen. This ninja right here, man. When I tell you this ninja right here takes the cake of defendants in court, I have never seen, and I mean never, ever in my life seen a nigga pull what this nigga pulled in court. Y'all watch this shit right here, man.
You need to get into anger management counseling, and you need to get into that counseling immediately. I believe that you love your daughter, and the fact that you would put her in jeopardy says to me that you were out of control. And I want you to listen to me.
Trying to get
because
away.
You seem to me.
Trying to get away.
You seem to me
trying to get away.
like a young man with potential.
I was trying to get away on my gun. On
but
grandma,
Jalen,
my mama's soul. She violent and mad.
Problems that must be dealt with. So this is the ruling from my court.
This is not me. This is not me. They can say what they want, but this is not me.
Okay, Bailiff Brandon, please remove him from the courtroom.
What they want, but this is not me.
What the fuck is wrong with niggas? What is wrong with niggas? What the fuck is wrong with niggas?
I give him credit. He got a good voice.
Nigga, that voice ain't gonna mean shit. The way that nigga singing in the place that he going and the way he's singing.
This is not me.
He gonna be singing, all right, nigga. Yeah, that nigga better singing the wrong song, Playboy. They gonna tear that ass up.
This is not me.
Yeah, that was your ass.
A record deal.
No. Listen, he was just trying to kind of do a shortcut to the line for America's Got Talent. So he thought, if I just get on this court show and bust out, maybe I can.
All right, that's making me think of a song. Okay. Hell to the no. No. Sit your ass down somewhere, bro. You just made a complete ass out yourself.
Sharice said he cloud chasing. He knew that show was being recorded. Nikki said ain't nothing wrong with him. Elise said it's free advertising. Deidre said sing, boy.
I ain't got time for y'all. I love y'all. I ain't got time for y'all niggas, man. I don't. I mean, y'all so sweet and shit, but y'all is the most ignorant niggas.
But my thing is, he was trying to do it. He was trying to try out for Tyler Perry too. Remember, he started out acting. I was trying to get away. And then he busted out. He gonna be in the next Tyler Perry movie.
This is not me. No. This is not me. No.
Okay, G. Okay, that remix. I can't take that remix no more. I can't take that remix no fucking more.
I gotta look at it as this. He singed rather than doing something worse, like throwing a podium or getting violent. That would cause.
Nikki said if he didn't sing, he would have heard her. So, yeah,
absolutely. Suppose he would have threw the podium, or suppose he would have popped. He would have gotten massive jail time. He would have caught assault charges if he would have popped off on that bailiff, because that bailiff, he was ripe for a fight. So to avoid that. The brother sang and walked out the room. I can't fault him for that, because that was an alternative to what could have happened.
Leave it up to this nigga to make sense out of a nigga.
Come on, you and I both know.
Nikki agrees with him too.
You and I both know that thing could have went left, then right, and violent.
Yeah, but this is my counteract to that. I know a lot of niggas that get whatever fucking sentences that they get, and they just say, okay, I'm go ahead and pay this fine or whatever fuck I gotta do or whatever. You know, they don't sit there and bust out singing in fucking court. I'm sorry. I know a lot of niggas.
That's his other personality.
I'd rather have that brother sing than do something destructive.
I ain't tripping about that. So you're going to the far north with this shit. I get the fucking fact that he didn't do nothing. I get the fact that he didn't do nothing silly. I get that, bro. It's still stupid. It's still fucking stupid.
Sharice said that was his other personality.
Wait a minute. It didn't change any of the outcome of the court. It did nothing but make him look like a fucking idiot. And now we got a clip. Because listen, after he gets out of jail or whatever fuck he got to go through, he's still going to be the nigga that was sitting up there singing. And it wasn't me. You're still a fucking idiot. I understand that it's better than tearing shit up. Okay? I get that. But is it not better to not just show your ass sometimes? He seems like a drama queen anyway. I'm gonna just put that out there. He seems like a drama queen anyway. He seems like he likes a little. He seems like he likes a little pork in his fucking sandwich. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? What's going on? I see you, baby. What's going on?
I'm finna say it. It's a cry. That was a cry out. That was the only way he knew how to have them to pay full attention. Like Nikki said, Nikki's agreeing with Nikki's finna bring it up. What I was saying was that was a cry out that he's having a psychotic break. That was a mental issue break right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that was, a psychotic break. I can take it. I can take you telling me he's psycho.
Okay, well, so I mean, but listen to, in so many words, people don't know how to say, hey, I need help, or how to sometimes just come out and say, this is the issue. They have to do something crazy sometimes they do things crazy to get that help that they need. But like you say, but I'm not shortchanging it. That say that he could have just been doing it just for the cause of it. But you got some people that overdo it that don't really have issues, but the way he did it and he walked away from the bailiff instead of just checking himself, I said something ain't right up. The elevator ain't on.
That made me think. Y'all know what that made me think. Who used to watch?
I want you to understand.
Wait, whoa, bro. Whoa. Who used to watch In Living Color?
Me.
I wrote a song about it. You want to hear it?
Well, here I go. David Alan Grier.
Oh, here it go. No, Calhoun Tubbs.
David Alan Grier used to do that. Here I go.
Thank you very much.
You are so mean.
I wrote a song about it. Would you like to hear it? Who is that on our line? Who is that on our line?
No.
Who this is?
It's me, Maserati.
It's
Nikki
Maserati.
D. That's me.
What's going on,
Maserati?
Nikki.
Nothing
What's
much.
up, girl?
You just sitting up here, don't want to believe that boy had a psychotic episode.
I called it. You heard me call it.
I'm not saying that he did not have a psychotic episode. But what I'm disputing is I just think that he's extra all the time.
No.
He seems like he's extra all the time.
I think they're both extra.
I think
they're both extra.
But I think he has a little more elevator not at the top.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, can we not come on, let's be honest. Today's human being does not respond to things that our parents and we saw people go through real shit back in the day. This generation is so fucking sensitive. I'm
gonna go out on a limb and say you got to be objective. First of all, I believe he's a bi man. Second of all, I believe she breeded with the wrong person.
Right.
The third thing was she tried to make him look like a shitty person in court, and she has a problem with him not paying child support, not being there for his child. But what you think gonna happen with somebody who never had that kind of love in the first place to be a father?
And all of that stuff, we still got to remember, Mozzie, all of that stuff at the beginning with whatever he did with the kid, you endangering babies. We got a problem. And she said he has anger management issues, which is still mental health. And I'm not saying that he definitely doesn't have mental health. I'm actually being silly, but you have to. And when folk talk about this whole thing about these young kids today, they just too sensitive. Let me explain something to you. There are things that these kids go through now that I could not have fathomed growing up as a teenager. To me, it's worse. I didn't have to worry about every day I walked into my school whether it was going to get shot the fuck up and I was going to be caught in it. My daughter goes to school every day with that thought because they constantly have Alice drills. They constantly having alarms go off. They constantly have, it's a whole different thing. Totally different.
Well, I hope y'all ready
Russ,
for some.
that was a cry out. Homie, I believe that was a cry for help. And he didn't know how to channel his anger. And the only way was to sing and walk out the courtroom.
Okay, then let's agree to let's agree to disagree. There wasn't a cry for help. That was a song for help.
No, the reason why.
You know what?
That was a song for help.
You're so petty.
Petty as well.
I believe this wasn't the first time he acted this way.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't.
That's what I believe.
And honestly, Maserati, he's probably like, I would guess like an undiagnosed bipolar, maybe.
Yeah, he's bipolar and he has BID.
Yeah.
Y'all see this young lady on the screen? Yeah. Y'all, hello? Can y'all talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I can't see him. I'm sorry.
Now, when I'm putting up another screen, I will see y'all. So I need y'all to respond to me. Let me know y'all got it. And I want y'all to listen to this young lady.
Okay.
And tell me what y'all think about what she's about to say.
We used to deal with each other. Yeah, we used to.
Yeah.
I don't. 9 out of 10 women.
Yeah.
And it's coming from a woman.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 women who have a male best friend has that male some point in time of their friendship. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. I see it from experience. I am around these women. Okay. I had a girlfriend who was sleeping with a guy. They might have slept together like twice. And then determined they're better off being friends. So they hang out, they go to bars together, but they before. You understand?
I respect you so much
I
for this.
understand a man feeling some type of way about that. Like, yes, they him. They him. I don't care. Y'all can lie all y'all want.
Yes.
Y'all at least be a woman about your and say, yeah, me and him used to mess around.
Yeah.
And if you really care about the man that you with, leave that alone. Like, he's not, you don't owe him nothing because y'all been friends. Y'all were intimate at one point. That's going to make your current boyfriend feel some type of way. If you care about him, leave. Yeah, we used to deal with each other.
All right. What do y'all think about that?
I'm not gonna lie, I saw my male friend. I don't get
Whoa, Zeke.
Let's say like strictly.
Go ahead. What you say?
Let's say like strictly unless they are strictly homosexual. All my bi and heterosexual friends I have had sex with.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. The only part of what she said that I disagree with. And I don't even know that disagree is the right word. I just think we have to be careful when we put numbers on stuff. So when she said 9 out of 10 women, girl, I know you know your girlfriends, but it's a whole lot of fucking women in the world. All for her just to say, I would be confident in saying that a lot of women have had intimate relations with their male friend, males that they currently call friends. That's my only thing. And it's not a disagreement. I just think we have to be careful, but she's not wrong. Mm-hmm. In more often than not, I would say you have females that, unless, like she said, you have a totally gay friend and it's strictly platonic, type situation, I wouldn't be surprised. But I wouldn't go off and say 9 out of 10 women because I don't know that many women.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke?
Can we stop with the devil's advocacy bullshit? Let me explain something to you.
That's your favorite line.
It's the only line. I think he practices that shit every week.
First of all, welcome back, Ida. I love you and I miss you. Now, this devil's advocacy that you nigglets play on this show sometimes pisses me off. But I've learned to tone it back and realize that is who y'all are, especially you.
When have you ever toned anything back?
Throw the 18-wheeler in reverse. Who you calling a niglet, bro?
He might be calling you. Damn sure won't call me that.
He talking to all y'all.
No, he won't, because I ain't a niglet.
He not talking to me. He not talking to me. I don't live in New York. He not talking to me.
Right? Period, Joe. Like, who you talking to, bro?
I definitely don't live in New York.
Come on, Zeke. You talk all
Zeke.
your shit. Who you talking to, Zeke? Wait a minute, I got a question. Zeke, who you talking to? Because who you talking to?
Whoever is playing devil's advocate.
They say you ain't talking to them. Who the fuck you talking to?
All right, I niggled. I was just being funny. Now, this devil's advocacy bullshit needs to fucking stop. I have, like Queen Red, you guys met last Tuesday. My best friend. I haven't fucked none of them because if I did, it would ruin the friendship. No, that bitch was stupid when she did that dumb shit. Y'all need to stop with the fucking devil's advocacy.
But that's you, boo.
That's
you. She's talking about
I'm not trying to be an asshole here now. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Whoa. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I want to bring this to Maserati. Because he said, because you were the first one to answer the question, and you said that that has been the case with you.
I still ain't answered the question, but go ahead.
I got you. I'm waiting. He was saying something. I got you. God damn. But he just said that he from his answer, he was referring to you. If I can be honest, because his answer is talking to women that have that opinion. I would like for you to respond to him.
Well, that's because he hasn't met me yet.
Please.
Unless you're totally gay, everybody tries it.
No, not me. I know that I draw the line. If you are my best friend, you are my best friend, and nothing else will happen. Because if I have you as my best friend, I fuck you, I can't see myself being your best friend no more because I fucked you. I need a friend without. I love having the best friends that I got that are. I'd never fuck them because if I do, it would ruin the. Do you see what I mean? Because I come to my best friend for relationship advice.
After 8 million people.
No,
well,
no.
I mean,
Stay in a prayer. If I deem you right, Maserati, let's keep it a buck. If I see you and I deem you as a friend or a best friend, you will be a best friend and no lines will be crossed. Period.
Even if she tried to throw the pussy at you.
Now, wait a minute. If you give up the twat to me and you ain't my best friend. You a friend with benefits after that. You can't fit the best friend category.
That's okay, baby. I'll be a best friend with benefits, and you can give me Frito-Lay potato chips every time you see me.
Frito, okay.
Come on, talk to me, Ida.
He's trying to shit with.
I like that. That was
dogs.
That was cute. Frito-Lay.
Is your name Ida, sir?
Frito-Lay with benefits. That was cute. But I have to disagree with not being able to have best friends of the opposite sex. I have a male best friend of over 25 plus years. We've never fucked. We've never even kissed unless it's like a brother or sister kiss, and that's my road dog. That's my ace boom to the day. Like I say, to the wheels fall off. We've been rolling to the wheels fall off, like we always say. And he's married. Even if he won't marry, even before he got married, we were close friends. I had girlfriends his girlfriends always thought we were fucking because we were so close. But I'm like, y'all gotta understand, you can have a possibility, but see, everybody thinks you got to fuck every man, and you don't. Every man does not always think about sex. Every woman does not always think about having sex with the man that they see. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm his biggest cheerleader because he's gorgeous. I'm one of his biggest cheerleaders to say, hey, that's my bestie. I'm gonna hype a nigga up. I will swell his head up till he can't fit through the door, and everybody be like, y'all ain't never thought about it. I was like, I mean, he's gorgeous. I'm like, I ain't never looked at him like I was in his league or nothing. I said, hell, I said, shit, I know too much about the nigga. I know all his dirty secrets and then some. But everybody used to always say, because we were so close and we talked about so much and we interacted with each other. We went out on dates, everything. But that's because everybody always thought we were together. But like I tell people, just because you a man and you got something hanging between your legs don't always mean I want what's got between your legs. I ain't all that attracted to you. You know, like I say, Russ is a very good looking man, and I don't want what he got between his legs. I love Russ, but he's gorgeous, but that's my brother. It's just like people feel like
wouldn't that make a very good lover too?
They could.
Like
sometimes they could, and sometimes it can't. Sometimes it could be the worst mistake.
See, this is one thing I think that we're not looking at though. What if you're just not attracted to the motherfucking person that you were friend with? Exactly. I mean, like, what if you don't find them physically attractive or anything? You just cool.
No. It's how you have it.
Well, I was talking to Ida, bro. I was talking to Ida. You got to calm your ass down over there, boy.
I want to go after Ida.
Come on, Ida.
So I get what you're saying. You always have that physical attraction. You don't always have that, but you have a connection. When you're friends with somebody, you have that connection. Whether it ain't always physical. It could be a spiritual connection that you have with that person that you feel that you can talk with them about anything. Chill. I mean, it's just like you say. Like with me, I've never been in the same room as any of y'all, but we have a connection to the point to where Shantae can be like, I can call Shantae, and I've talked to Shantae, and Shantae has heard me, and she be like, nigga, what's wrong with you? She can hear it in my voice. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to be attracted to that person. They just know. You just know that person. Yes, they not physically attractive. They just there. They just a person that you just have a more spiritual connection than anything else. And Zeke, don't come over here. Don't say nothing out your mouth. Don't come for me because I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
Man, let him get his response. So tonight is a night because Zeke been building himself up, and he started this shit off with fucking y'all and y'all niggas lying all this. I don't fuck out. So let him get whatever fuck he got to say. He always talking about he's the man, right?
Okay.
So let the man deal with whatever fuck. Let him respond because he's about to apologize.
He do need some riddling at least. He do need some riddling real quick.
Queen Red just walked in the building. And as I said, this woman is one of my best of friends. And like I said, if I was to sleep with her, it would ruin the friendship of the connection that we know each other. That's just how I see it. Even though Queen Red is my type, I am physically attracted to her. However, she is my best friend, and there's nothing that can happen between me and her, because if it did, it would ruin the friendship.
Come on, I won't let y'all take it because I was about to get his ass so bad.
That's the way I
Who is he talking about? Who's Queen
his
Red?
His friend that's on the show. She was on
You met Queen Red.
Nigga, you better.
You met Queen Red in the video.
All right. Come on, Tay. Come on. I don't know why the fuck y'all be engaging with his ass. Y'all know he gonna go back and forth like he ain't never fucking had a conversation.
Real quick. Every scenario that all of you gave is valid and true. I think we might be missing the point of what she said. Because just because those scenarios do exist and are very prevalent, and it is very true that everybody that has a best friend of the opposite sex they have not been intimate with, on the flip side of the coin, there are, and she said, I'm coming from a woman's standpoint, there are a lot of women who have. And I think her point was, if that's you as a woman, and if you fit in that category, just be honest about it. I think that was the gist of her comment. Don't make it seem like your boyfriend is making some shit up when you already know that you and old boy have been intimate before. And it's a valid concern, because at the end of the day, if you've been intimate before and this person is still in your life, human deductive reasoning would say, what's to keep you from being intimate again, whether you're with me or not?
Somebody just called in. Somebody just called in. If you just called in on the show, cut down. If you're watching it on a laptop or something, cut the volume down on the laptop because we're hearing the echo. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
So that's all I'm saying. All of the scenarios are valid, and it does depend on the person. But I think that, like I said, the gist of what you were saying was that if you do fit in that category, just be honest about it.
Okay. I think we got. I'm trying to figure out if someone is on the phone line or not. I think they came in and left out. I'm giving you a couple seconds to say something. If not, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Bang. All right, we're on to the next one. All right. We heard what the first young lady had to say. Now we're going to listen to this young lady.
Don't talk. And this is something that we have to look at. They're taught to be a man and internalize everything. And then on top of that, us women, we have never learned. We were never taught what it means to create the atmosphere for your man to open up himself to you. And so in times and moments where your man opens up himself to you, it's very hard for you to receive it. In fact, in a moment where you were upset at him, angry at him, mad at him, you used that information that he gave you, which was so sacred, against him. It was a slap to his face. And now you're asking yourself, why doesn't he talk? Why doesn't he want to speak to me? Why isn't he going the same way that he did before? So we have to learn how to create the atmosphere for a man to open up himself to us. But it's imperative that we know that this atmosphere comes from within. Men don't.
Okay. Who all could hear that? Because I heard you say that.
I didn't hear a word she said. I heard the music, but I couldn't hear her.
Okay. What she was saying was that it's imperative for men because we don't talk. And she was saying that this is a divide in relationships. How do you feel about that comment?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It is a challenge for us as women who are natural communicators sometimes to communicate with the men in our relationships. It can be very challenging.
Speak, what you got to say about that?
I haven't been in a relationship for almost 7 years. So, yeah, communication sometimes is hard.
I like to hear from my guests.
And then you got to also. Damn,
go ahead.
Can I finish?
Go ahead. Oh, you stop, nigga. You got to continue your thought. You can't be taking long pauses and shit while you're talking. Come on.
It also, sometimes if a man feels he can't speak to a woman and communicate, it's hard because sometimes fear plays a factor in the communication process. And like feelings plays a big part in it. So I can understand some of that. But me, I believe in putting cards on the table. I don't care.
Ms. Maserati, what do you feel about that?
I'm just the type of person that, you know, in my recovery, it's always important for people to be honest and transparent with me because I don't like lying. I get the fear part. We've all been there and done that. But for me in my recovery, I need everybody to be honest and transparent. If people can't be honest and transparent with me, then they can't be in my life.
Facts. I prefer bluntness. I prefer just, put in the cards on the table, be blunt and open with it. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Why beat around the bush with it?
Eda, what do you think?
I'm sorry, I missed it because I was with Mama at the time, and I apologize. I had to go check on the main person.
Could you refresh her?
So, dear sister.
Yes, ma'am.
Basic question.
Okay.
What statement? It is imperative that we provide a space for men in relationships to be able to communicate because that is a hard thing for them to do in general. Agree? Disagree?
That's fact. That's fact. Because a lot of times I've dealt with, me personally, because I have brothers, it's always been instilled in them of you keep what's your issues to yourself. You don't do this, you don't do that. You keep that to yourself. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to do this. And men are not allowed to communicate effectively, and they need a safe space to be able to communicate properly. And I feel like they don't get to communicate, and I feel like it needs to be an open discussion, just like with this whole thing with this panel with Zeke and Russ. Me and you we can take over and forget them, and we run with it, and they ain't got no say in whatever we say. But because we are, can you just shush?
We got to come. We got to come reasonable. That didn't make no sense.
See, I'm a pop you on top of your head.
That didn't make
sense. But
because
no, but I'm just saying. But you think about it, women can take over things and just be like, screw the man and all of this and that. But because we are women that are effectively to understand and listen. We don't just overtalk a man. We listen, and we don't listen to respond. We listen to understand, and we listen to be able to communicate properly, so we can give them back what they need and to impart into them and pour into them the beneficial things that they need. Because you got so many women that can come out their mouth the wrong way with communicating with a man to tear him down. But like you say, you are supposed to build him up, not tear him down.
Ain't nothing worse than a nigga just being around a woman and he just be like, God damn, what? You shut the fuck up. Like, you fucking driving me crazy because the negativity coming out your mouth is about to make me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. I think that works on either side though. Like, if you're dealing with somebody that is constantly just spitting negativity at you, it makes it very hard for you not to become explosive in your responses to that person. You know what I'm saying?
This is where accountability comes in. And it's accountability for one's own emotional and mental well-being. The dysfunction that we have when we talk about romantic relationships, especially, and Eda just said it. Her brothers were still taught that you're supposed to keep everything inside, right? But women have traditionally been taught that you are supposed to be as supportive as you can be for that man, that you are supposed to be able to that you are supposed to be able to understand his needs and understand his wants. Well, this is where the dysfunction comes in, family. As far as I know, my God didn't create none of us to be mind readers. So while I'm supposed to be supportive, baby, you got to let me know what I'm supporting. And if I'm coming at you wrong, you got to take responsibility for your emotional well-being and say, babe, I'm going to need you to chill the fuck out. You coming at me from the left. So this is where accountability comes in for both sides. There cannot be any more assumption. Don't assume that you know what your man wants if he ain't never told you. Men, stop thinking that we have we do have magical powers, but you get what I'm saying. Stop thinking that we automatically know what you thinking and feeling. Because somehow we're human. Our judgment gets clouded just like yours does. We get bogged down and stressed out just like you do. That's a part of being human. Right. So these constant assumptions that get made, and then we get, she wasn't there for me. What did you express to her what you needed? He never talked to me. Did you give him a chance to talk? Yeah. Did you shut the fuck up and sit down and listen? Come on now. It's for both sides to take accountability for making the shit work. And as long as people aren't willing to do that, we'll continue to have high divorce rates and infidelity and all whatever, and men ain't shit and women ain't shit, and we got all these conversations going because nobody wants to be fucking adults.
Well, goddamn.
All right,
I heard that.
Defense counsel.
In the name of Jesus, could you read the comments from because we missed the last topic. We missed reading the comments on those as well.
Okay, I can't. I can only go back so far. So please forgive me, family, if I don't get to your comment. I apologize. I can only see so many. So the one I'm seeing at the bottom was Zeke was talking about the last video. I said, so what about when you meet a person and you have sex first, then you become friends? In response to something that you said. Elise, who's to say that your best friend isn't your soulmate? Good question. Oh, and one word for you, Zeke, according to Elise, riddling. Then you confused her and she was like, wait, what? Deidre laughing at all of us. Elise said, I can. I said, please hit the thumbs and hearts, family, #algorithm. Elise said, I did. She's clapping. And then she said that part.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get on to our next clip. Pay attention to this young lady, y'all. Let's pay a little attention. Just listen.
And I'll be the first to tell you, don't nobody care about that little armpit-sized coochie you got, ma'am. Sit your ass down. Why is it that we as women have this radar, this intellect, this intuition of when our man is sneaking or cheating or being shiesty, but you ain't got no intuition for when your man is unhappy or dissatisfied or going through some shit? I don't get it. Women are selfish as men constantly have to put their feelings on the back burner or suppress things or keep it pee to satisfy you, love. Why can't you equally do that for your man? It could be a woman's world, but it should be your man's world as well, babe. The same way you want your partner to be able to sense when something is off within your space or your energy or a vibe, you mad, you irritated, you sad. You should be capable of doing the same thing. Y'all can't read the room because you don't care to. That's why all these relationships is fucked. Because you think it's cool and he unhappy as hell. And
okay. That was pretty motherfucking deep. I would love to hear from Ida. What do you have to say about that, Miss Ida?
I'm a little scared of her. I'm scared of her. I'm like, damn. Like, back it off, boo. Calm it down. But I understand. But as a whole vibe, I have to kind of semi-agree, and I don't know. But she kind of was like, I'm a little pulled back. I'd rather just stay in my lane and just kind of come up with it. But she was a little too harsh for me. She a little raw. I don't think we needed that much.
Mr. Wu, he was wooing through the whole fucking clip. This nigga does not know how to just let a clip play without letting us live. Oh, Jesus. God, my God. What the fuck? How did you feel about the clip, man?
I tipped my hat off to her. I didn't find anything wrong with what she said and her logic. It's not all. Not all. I don't need no one throwing knives at me, especially when I got Queen Red right next to me. Some women need to hear that message, and she's 100% right. And to do the same thing too, because there are some women that can't wait, will do whatever it takes to please their man. They will put their feelings into the back burner just to make their man happy. And a man recognize that and want to do the same. That's selfishness. So I got to look at both sides of the coin.
Sante.
Yes, sir.
What do you feel about that?
This is a rare moment. Y'all screenshot this, a video recorded, because I actually agree with both Ida and Zeke. And the fact that I agree with Zeke on anything is an occasion to toast up to, because
hit that applause button, Russ.
I'm just saying. Yes, she was extremely aggressive. And I don't disagree with what she said. If she's trying to reach a certain group, her tone can turn them off. If she is talking to females who communicate the same way she does, then they may be receptive to it. So whoever she's trying to reach, she's got to think about that, right? But I don't disagree with what she said.
What, Zeke?
You're not a woman. Slow your roll, big Tim. Sit it on down.
Okay, you can't say you disagree without saying what you disagree about.
I'm trying to till defense counsel wants to object.
All right, I'm still sitting up here waiting, and you talking about defense counsel. I'm asking for what is your defense, nigga?
She was aggressive and said the raw, honest. It wasn't aggressive. She said the raw, honest truth, and it needed to be said that way.
Zeke, baby. Hey, sweetie. You know what? Opinions are like assholes, my love. Me and you have one. And in my opinion, she was too aggressive. So there we go.
Oh, stop that. Stop with the devil's advocacy bullshit, okay? Touch your feelings. Get up.
Can we start a bet?
Wait a minute. Can you learn another fucking phrase besides? I'm so sick of hearing.
No, we gonna start a betting pool. Y'all start cash apping for how many times Zeke gonna say that same line in a show, and we gonna give the money to the person who guesses the most.
I mean, I'm going to have to disagree with the devil's advocacy.
Thank you. You are the president of the Devil's Advocacy Committee, Shantae. Sometimes we need to, people need to hear.
I'm so glad I got a mute button. What you got to say, our lovely guest? Come on, lovely guest.
I was just saying that I agree from what she's saying for some women who feel that way, or some men may feel that way. I just think her tone was a bit much. It sounded like she was the side chick taking everybody's man.
Boom.
Okay, we going to crazy
because
topic.
of the aggression.
Are we gonna go to crazy conversation number 2? We're gonna get really deep tonight. Here we go.
I'm gonna let you men in on a little secret, ladies. Don't kill me for this, but women hate for a man to know his worth. I said it, yeah. We don't like that come around thinking he know his worth. Oh, he too good for this, he too good for that. A man that know his worth ain't gonna let us play with him. And I don't like that. Me personally, I don't like that. I need you to come around not knowing shit.
These the same type of women. First ones to say, ain't no good men out here. All the real men gone. You want a dummy. So you're not gonna find a real man who knows his worth. And if he don't know his worth, he ain't gonna know yours either. That's why y'all be out here up on these men that ain't about shit. Cause you want the ones who don't know their worth. Dummy.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Shantae. I want to hear from you first. Then I want to go Ida, Zeke, and then our guest online, Maserati.
Thank you. LaShonda said it perfectly. She does not speak for me. See, you want a Pookie or a Ray Ray or a Boo Boo? I'm not about that life. It's degrading. And I think it's insulting. Because in my mind, I interpret that as you want to be lazy in a relationship. Because if you have two people who know how valuable they are, then there is constant work being done to keep that at the forefront in the relationship, to constantly recognize each other's worth, to constantly remember how to respect each other on their level. That takes work. So if you want somebody who is not realizing their value, that means you want to be lazy as fuck in a relationship. Now, if that's your call and you want to be lazy, go right ahead. I don't think it's beneficial. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to come at it from, again, the Black community. Stuff like this is why we can't get ahead. And people talk about the destruction of the Black family. There's no family building there. There's no base there. Whatever a family looks like for you, there's no base there. What kind of structure are you going to teach an upcoming generation about respect and understanding one another, being functional in whatever the relationship is, if that's how you think? It's ridiculous.
Ida.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Like you said, Tay, you got to know your worth. You value who you are. Because if you don't value who you are, you won't appreciate or value the person that you're with. When you're in a relationship, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. You both put in full. Because if you don't put in what one is putting in, that means you're going to go lacking. If that person is putting in 50, that means you're having to put in 100 and you still lacking because they're not putting in their full thing. So you got to, you always say we 50-50. Yeah, 50 of you, 50 of me. That ain't a whole thing. We still not working because we got to put all of us in there to work this thing together. It takes two to make a team. There is no I in team. There is no I in we. But, like you say, you got to work together to be together. And if you have a person that's not valuing, you're not valuing them, they're not valuing their life. What are you putting into me? What are you giving to me? What are you bringing to the table for me to put through to say, hey, are we adding to or taking away? Are you adding to or multiplying what I have? Or are you subtracting or dividing from what I'm giving?
And most of the times, honey, the math don't be math.
It don't math like it's supposed to. I would rather you add or multiply versus you dividing or subtracting, because you're taking away majority. But when you add and multiply, baby, we can rule the world.
Zeke.
And Ida, along with that, if you do that, if you pick somebody who is subtracting or dividing, then don't complain when you're not only giving the 50, you giving the 75, you giving 100, you giving 130, you giving 200, and then you want to get mad. Don't do that.
Know your worth.
Zeke.
Facts. I agree 100% with these queens have said. And I agree with that brother said. If he doesn't know his worth, how can he know your worth if he don't even know his? And it just makes some of the shit she said made no whatsoever. What type of man is she looking for if she wants a man that doesn't know his worth? If he doesn't know his worth, how is he going to know what you worth as a woman? And if you're going to come into a relationship with me, you better bring more than just your vagina. That doesn't balance that. Period. That's just me.
Let's
You
go
sure? You sure, Zeke?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Any woman
I'm just messing. Don't do that.
We be serious. Oh Lord.
Come on.
Come on, Maserati.
I mean, you can't miss something you don't have. If a man don't have his work, he's not going to be very good in a relationship because he got nothing to offer. And as far as the girl talking that stuff, well, she's not finding a good quality dude because she's not a good quality woman.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Boom.
Fact.
Well, Zeke, he need more than a JJ because he need a pension check.
What you say, Terry?
He need that pension check.
Oh yeah, because he is dating the ladies at the nursing home. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being a friend.
Okay, we.
LaShonda said she does not speak for me. She also said not boo. He was smart. She wants a yogi. Not boo boo. She wants a yogi. Okay.
Like yogi.
I remember, hey boo boo. I remember that. And like Sharice said, amen. Sharice also said this new worldly ways are trash. They choose their morals, standards, and actions by whatever seems popular. Shaking my damn head. That's true because they go with the wind. And like Elise says, he said, pussy don't sign no check, which is true. You can't use no dick or no pussy to go to the grocery store to get no food. You can't go take it to Duke Power. You can't take it to the water bill place. You can't take it to Food Line, Kroger, Harris Teeter. You can't take it to none of them places to get what you need. Can you? Russell, can you go? If I'm lying, I'm fine.
Well, it depends on.
Russ, can you just go whip it out on the counter?
Say, can you?
Hey.
Or at the place you want to get something to eat when you go out to dinner, Russ. When you go, say,
you see what I'm working with, baby. Come on.
Fuck, man, I can't.
What can I get? What can I get with all this meat right here, baby? That I'm packing. Am I right, Russ? Now, Russ, you right. Now, Russ, you might. Look, Russ, I don't know. Listen. Look, hold on, Russ. You might could whip it out and get some stuff. I don't know, because I don't know what you packing. You might could whip it out of it.
He might get some free food.
He might get a whole month worth of groceries.
You know, I might even, if a lady is really cute and she's got a nice personality and she got some nice boobies and she flashed me, I'll give her a free package of bologna.
Boom.
Maserati.
Boom.
Let me get some.
Maybe it could work a little bit.
Can I get some ham instead of bologna?
Yeah, baby, I'll give you half a pound of ham.
I'm a turkey girl. Can I get some turkey?
Half a pound.
Look. Thank you.
Every week, I'm like, how the hell do I get
You're
here?
welcome, baby.
I ask myself, how do I get here every week?
How do you get here every week? You log in just like you walk just like everybody else. You sit in the chair, log on, and wait for all this beautiful glory to come up on your screen, baby.
I'm trying to figure out why you have a sweater on and it's hot as hell outside. That's
because I'm not outside. I'm inside.
Russ is in his house and he ain't got no clothes on.
Right, but I'm like, why you got a sweater though?
Because Russ think he the Black Hugh Hefner. That's why.
Yeah, girl, you should see him in that. You should see him in that robe. That robe he got, that blue one, either that blue one or that black and gold.
His granddaddy robe.
Listen, I'm trying.
The Black Hugh Hefner.
Yes, leave him alone.
Y'all want to. Y'all can talk all y'all want to.
Listen, yeah, his granddaddy robe.
Y'all can talk all y'all want to about a brother that's comfortable inside his house, feeling some air. Y'all can feel whatever y'all want to feel.
I don't care what your granddaddy robe.
Y'all need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus.
Elise said she on her way. She said it's freezing.
I'm not paying no attention to none of that foolishness right now. We about to move on to the next clip.
We're gonna walk around the house bucket
y'all niggas don't know how to act right. Y'all niggas always acting stupid on my show. I'm trying to be fucking logical. Here we go.
You started.
I didn't start shit. Y'all start asking me questions. I ain't even saying shit. Minutes. I just been sitting here like getting ready to go to the next clip, but no, y'all just been like, nah, nigga, we gonna get you. All right, listen to this one.
Woman needs to know about a man is that he doesn't need another mother or a boss. And all the man said, be careful, brother. You said that a little too loud. He needs a helper. He needs an encourager. He needs a cheerleader, but he don't need another mama.
Come on.
And this is a huge temptation, especially when you have kids. I'm telling you the truth. Man, she'll get in there telling them kids, y'all do this, you pick up this, you put this up, you put this in the refrigerator. Then she come talking to me like she was talking to them. I'm like, hold on.
He's real quick to say something too.
It's just like, I want to do it. I just need you to come at it a certain way. I just need you to like.
I'm sorry, baby. You know, whatever. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
I like
I'll be
that
shooting
about
you
you.
a lot
I
of
like
looks
for
and
my
you have
man
no
to
clue.
be a man.
You don't need no soft man.
Yeah, we couldn't even be together if you was
She would run all over me.
Oh my gosh. I would boss you
Just run
left
all
and
over
right.
me. I don't know. I just feel like men need to man up. I'm not talking about man like you want to beat somebody up, and I'm talking about man up. Be a man of prayer. Be a man of your word.
Yes,
be a man of
sir.
integrity. Be a man of character. Be a man that can be trusted. Be a man that ain't walking around and got to look at every woman. Come on, be a man.
Maybe the most attractive thing, honorable thing that
Tell
I
me.
see you do is like to wake up in the morning and go out on a walk because you're praying and being alone with God.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
You got a beautiful smile.
Let's talk about it. A lady talks to a man like she's talking to her children. And to think about how conversations go nowadays, and when we listen to how women refer to men, it's not far-fetched that is a high expectation. Well, it's a high number of women that are misled in talking to their man in any type of way. Would y'all agree or disagree with that fact?
I believe it's
I
50-50.
didn't say everybody, but I'm saying that the majority of respect has been lost, and we have women that do talk to men like they're talking to their child.
Yeah, they do.
I took something a little different away from that. And I have to say this because I'm coming from the viewpoint of someone who was married and I have a child. And the only thing I'm going to say is I think when you're talking about that dynamic, it has a lot to do with in your everyday role for married people. And I say people because we're not just talking about heterosexual relationships. I'm talking about married people, period. If you're in a relationship and you have children, it is a constant balancing act to switch gears because in your everyday life, things are constantly going. Right? The kids got to go to school. Everybody's got to make lunches. I got to do laundry. We got to clean the house. Right? Everything's going in your everyday life. Sometimes it is hard just based off of human nature to switch roles. Having said that, I get where he's coming from. A gentle reminder to say, hey, babe, I'll do it for you. Just kind of calm down a little bit. Because when you a mama, you get pick up your room. Why ain't you right? And we kind of getting this thing. We getting this thing.
Don't forget to turn it off.
Okay, but this is an adult. This is another adult that I'm speaking to. Sometimes it is hard to switch it off. I don't think it's all the time malicious. Now, having said that, I hear what you're saying, Russ. Yes, there are some women who just by sheer virtue of either how they grew up, the experiences they had, they don't know how to communicate any other way. But I think there's another component, particularly when you're talking about in a family dynamic, just learning how to kind of switch it on and off so that you communicate with your kids one way and your spouse another.
I like that response. That was very. I wanted to give it up to you for that one, Shantae. You won the response of the day so far. Ida, come on, talk to me.
I ain't responding behind Shantae.
Not bad for a 50-year-old.
That right there just took all the cake. I love her. So I have to agree with my sister with the whole thing of you do tend to lose yourself when you do have children and forget that you are not your man's mother and have to know how to turn it off. And the same thing goes with vice versa. When you're a male, sometimes men tend to forget that they are not their father and not to be able to dominate over that woman properly and disrespect her in a way that you demean her. Because that's why some women do come off the way they do because of the way the demeaning from a man. When they've been demeaned, and some women are broken down like that, some men and some women, they either way, they'll go back. They demean and break down that person to the point to where they make that person feel like they are nothing but their child. And so you have to deal with how they talk to them.
But
and
I think
I
that's certain circumstances though, right? Okay. You have some men that come off that way, right? And they get that response from a woman. But then you have other men that meet a woman that has children, that's part of the package deal already.
Right. And
then when they come into that situation, that conversation is transferred over to that male, and it's like, yo, whoa, I ain't did shit. Who the fuck are you talking to?
And some women who've been single for a while and been that single mom tend to forget. Turn that off. This is your man that's supposed to hold you and console you, and you do the same thing, vice versa. So you need to turn that off.
Yeah,
I
get it.
Respect him as the head of household, and respect him as your male and your partner, that the one, because you ain't sleeping with your children. You sleeping with this man, and he hitting the right. Then hey, get it right.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Like I said, I get it if it's a male coming to a woman all disrespectful and shit like that. But in other circumstances, when if you meet a male and he's coming into your life and he has not pushed any triggers and has not shown you any signs of disrespect, you have to, and I guess okay, that's my question. How does a woman that is, maybe not used to a male being around, right? Let's just say let's use that for an example. They're not used to having a male around. They have children. They're used to talking to their kids a particular type of way. Their lingo is built a particular type of way, but then they meet somebody, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you, I want you to come from a male perspective, ladies, how you would like a male to come to you. How do you think a male should approach you if you find yourself being that woman that's coming off aggressive? How do you think that male should approach you?
I would expect. Sorry. Go ahead, Boo.
No. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Me personally, if I am coming off that way, I would want my man to come to me and say, "Hey, babe, I understand this is this. I respect you and everything, but I feel like you're talking to me like you're my mom." And I really want him to communicate. I want him to be open and honest and upfront and say, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to pull it back, or I'm not the child. I need you to talk to me person to person, adult to adult, and not just hold it in. And then finally one day you're not knowing that you're doing it, and he snapped the hell out, and you be like, whoa, like what did I do? Like you've been talking, and you be like, okay, why didn't you say anything? You've been doing this for like. Why didn't you say anything? We have an open communication. We have communication. We're supposed to communicate. And that's when you get effective communication, is when you are talking. When something is bothering you, you don't let it bottle up and wait 2-3 days later, and then something sets you off and you like a powder keg. Boom. If something's bothering you, then I would rather you address it, unless it is not addressable at that moment. But we need to address it as soon as possible, and don't wait 2-3 days later, unless it's to the point where I blew it up too hard and I upset you, really, really upset you. Then yes, I want you to take time to kind of bring yourself down, to kind of fix yourself out, and then say, hey, because you can say things out of anger and screw up your whole life.
Shantae.
Russ, let Maserati answer, and then we got some good comments. I wanted to make sure we didn't miss them.
Maserati.
Hello?
I mean, I can agree, that. I mean, sometimes women don't know how to turn it off. And then some men don't know how to communicate with women when they're that aggressive.
That's facts.
They kind of just agree to disagree.
Or they leave.
Because anything they may say may make them more. Yeah, because if they say something, then sometimes the woman gets even more heated. So either he's going to leave or try to work out the situation.
Thanks.
And I ain't trying to be funny. I have, I get like, I'm a person of repetition, but I feel like in certain situations, in comments, in situations like that, it's very easy for me to just quickly say, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" Because if you talking to me crazy, I feel like I got at that point. That's the way I gotta address this shit. I can't come like, hey, why are you cussing me out, or why are you talking to me like I'm a kid? Like if you're talking to me crazy, I think that might be how we get to that conversation. Like, yo, who the fuck are you talking to? There has to be like some, recognition of who you talking to. And I don't if it's a woman and you talk crazy,
I can see you coming off like that too, Russ. I
can understand a woman saying that if a nigga talking reckless to her, I can hear her say, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, I know you're not talking to me.
Can I add to that a little bit?
Yeah.
And then I'll read these comments. When relating to how you phrased the question initially, when you're talking about a single mother, I'm going to be selfish and come from my perspective on this, everybody. So granted, I have an older child. I have one child and she's older. She's not a kid anymore. Well, she's not a baby anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you are going to come into a single woman space, a single mom space, I'm trying to say, you understand that her and the kids are already a unit. You're coming into this space.
Thank you.
When you have the conversation, because she has come to you in a certain way and you didn't like it, when you have the conversation with her, I think it's very important for the male to just keep in mind the fact that she's been doing this thing by herself for a minute. It's not going to change overnight just because you came into her life.
I get that.
So depending on how long you guys have been communicating and been together, you still have to remember, and this is what it means to be an adult in a relationship. You still have to remember to give some grace. Now, I'm not saying to be a doormat. I'm not saying to let her get away with murder. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that everybody needs a certain bit of a grace period. For me, it's the same thing as when you enter a new relationship with somebody and they constantly talking about what their ex did. Sweetie, I'm not your ex. I'm going to give you a minute to figure that out. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. I'll give you a little bit of time, right? So everybody needs a little bit of grace when it comes to that. So when you approach me and you say, babe, honey, listen, I get what you're saying, but I need you to kind of, right, just understand I've been running this train by myself for years. It's gonna take me a minute to push on the emergency brake and slow that train down.
I can get that if that's the response. I can get that if
it's gonna take me a minute.
Now, if the response is, "This is just me," like this is my package, this is how I talk, and this is how it's gonna be. Because some people are just set in their ways and they don't find nothing wrong with what they do. If it comes down to someone telling me that that's just what it is, at that point, in my opinion, I got to fucking depart from that situation.
Okay, hold on.
Let Zeke get his response because he didn't say nothing.
We got a lot of comments.
Then get to the comments after that.
I want to point out one thing Keisha Burnside said. Address the situation before it leads to a physical altercation, because things like that can and will lead to a physical altercation. And one thing I caught my attention that Queen Shantae said was, if a person says, I went through that with my ex, we don't mean that we know you're not my ex. We know you're a different person from my ex. But I say that if I was to say that, I say that in a way letting you know that I went through this with my ex and I don't want to go through that with you.
Don't compare. I don't care. You don't bring that up. I mean, granted, I know you don't want her to go through that, but don't ever bring that up. That comment is like you're comparing it.
No, I'm not comparing. But if I see the same flags that one woman did, the same as my ex, I have to let her know ex did the same thing you did. I'm in a relationship with you looking for something different, and I expect let's fix this. Because I don't want to go through with you what I went through with my ex.
I can understand
better.
I can understand. I think what he's saying is,
it's called triggers. Like my brother is on the line, Hood Valentine, and he said it's called triggers, and I don't want those triggers in this new relationship. I'm trying to build and move forward, leaving the ex, leaving what happened in the past. But I don't want the triggers. I don't want the red flags of my ex to come into this relationship. So we have to fix this. So we don't have no more triggers. We don't have no more flashbacks. And we can move forward.
I got you. I think that I pick up on what he's saying. Because
I can understand what he's saying.
Because if you've been in a relationship, and let's just say you were in a relationship where, like somebody said, if it gets domestic, right? Mm-hmm. What if you're dealing with a past relationship and those things were done? You had a person that was hot-headed, they talk crazy, and that was something that you determined that you no longer wanted to deal with, and you meet someone that is somewhat popping off in that aspect. I think that you do have I don't think it's wrong for a person to say, well, listen, I've been through this before. I'm not going to subject myself to that type of treatment. I don't think that's wrong. I heard somebody say that, like that was a wrong thing to, like for him to say. But after listening to what he was saying, I get that, because triggers are a real thing. Triggers are, some people don't understand, like, shit. The smallest thing to you is the biggest thing to somebody else. You understand what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. So we have to be, we have to acknowledge those things if we're trying to build a relationship with somebody that is not that we're just meeting, and that we're trying to get to know each other. We have to have. See, this is the thing. Love is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But love ain't always a great fucking feeling.
No.
We've had this discussion before. Everybody that you really love, if you got parents, there are times that when you were a child that you couldn't stand your motherfucking parent because they were disciplining you. But you love them now. You understand it now, but you didn't understand it.
Right.
You didn't understand it then. But
shit, I feel that way now, and I'm grown.
Right, but in a relationship, when you're meeting somebody that I'm 47 years old. If I meet somebody at 47 years old,
damn, you old.
Yeah, your mama's sister loves me too.
Yeah.
If I'm 47 years old, so if I meet somebody now and they triggering me off bat, I got every right to say, listen, I ain't about to put up with this shit. I done been through this before.
But then
you can say it a different way.
Yeah, you can say I'm just saying, just period though.
Thank you, Maserati.
Listen, but at the end of the day, that's the gist of the conversation. I'm not gonna put up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things like I can work it out. I can work anything out with anybody. However, I can't work nothing out with somebody that's going to, remain the same. Especially if I'm telling them.
Do you hear the tone in your voice though?
No. I'm saying
everything that you played. Everybody was like super aggressive.
I get it. Listen, I'm on the show right now. If I'm having a conversation with somebody that I'm in a relationship with, that may come off different. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm talking in general right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting up with shit from anybody at 47 years. Listen, I got the right to say that at 47 years old, especially if I know what my past was, and I know if I can look back over my life and I think things over. And I say, well, I made mistakes by dealing with certain type of people. I made mistakes by staying in relationships too long. Right. Those are things I'm looking at that I did. So I'm not going to put myself in that position to be abused, because in some forms of, if that's what it is. Right. We got verbal abuse and we have, physical abuse. But verbal abuse is a serious fucking thing.
Right.
And if you got somebody that is tearing you down and you ain't did shit to them, you have every right to say, you're not going to do this to me. Now, if you are the person that is, if you fighting this person and you bringing a war to this person, and it's a constant drag, then that's a different conversation. But if you are in a relationship, you meet somebody and you have not done a thing to this person, and now this person is triggering you, and they just, because of their past, you got to make a decision about what you're going to do with your life moving forward. That's just my opinion.
But can you also come off with differently of how you approach it? Granted, yeah, when you hear somebody say, well, my ex used to do this and do that, that triggers, sometimes that can trigger a woman or a man to feel like, well, damn, are they comparing me to their ex? Like that's another thing. I understand. I okay, so everybody has a different agreement, but to me, you can come and word it differently and say, my ex used to do this, or you can always say, hey, certain things that you're doing kind of don't sit well with me. You can word it differently that person is not feeling like they're being compared.
But if it's something,
I know you're not trying to sugarcoat it.
Listen. If it's something to you that you know that has damaged you in the past, it's not wrong for you to say, I've been through this. I don't want to go through this again.
Yep.
She's not saying what she's not disagreeing with what you say. She's asking about how you say
that. Right. I'm not disagreeing with what you
yeah.
Because I have been through that situation where I have been through that trauma of having that person come off and trigger me. I don't come off and say,
let's go back in this conversation. Let's go back in this conversation. Let's go back in this conversation. I'm in a relationship. I've met somebody. I have not done a damn thing wrong to them. But they're talking to me crazy. They talking to me like I'm a child. They talking reckless, right? And I say to them, listen, the way that you talking to me, I'm gonna use the word that they use in that hood use. You're doing some things that are triggering to me, and I'm going to explain to you why they're triggering to me. Right. From that point on, I'm not bashing that person. I'm giving this person a legitimate reason for why I find this to be disrespectful and why I feel like this has to change. And I'm also saying, like, yo, I like you, but if this does not change, this is not something that I can put myself through. What have I done wrong, and what is disrespectful about that conversation? I don't find that to be a disrespectful conversation. I find that to be a truthful conversation. See, like we talked about it earlier about how men do not express themselves, but when a man does express himself, it comes off as if we are being aggressive. No, I'm saying that I've been through, but I'm saying I've been through, I'm explaining to somebody that is being aggressive to me, that I'm not going to take that from them, and I'm the person that's being looked at as I'm being aggressive because I'm saying that I'm not going to allow you to do this to me. How does it get flipped on me when I didn't do anything wrong to start this?
Because most people in the African American community can't communicate. Because we come from the same circumstances and we have the same mentality. So if I give you the corporate perspective of it, you'd be like, why are you talking to me like that? What do you think I am, stupid? So if I say, we come in with I feel that we're talking, we already come with some kind of baggage. So we really don't need to be in relationships.
And that's the thing about it, because it's not what I think what I'm hearing Ida try to say is it's not the fact that you don't have a right to have that conversation. I want you to communicate. That's not it. Right. You're supposed to communicate.
Right.
But be very clear. Be very, very clear in your own self. When you have that conversation with that person, are you clearly coming from the present, or are you pulling some bullshit from the past? And you got to be careful. It is a fine line, because it's always a matter of perception and interpretation. If you perceive that I've said something to you in a way that is disrespectful, but your perception is based on some shit that you didn't let go of from your previous relationship, I can't be responsible for that. But if you are truly saying that in this present moment, right here today, I have come to you with the person that I am and disrespected the person that you are in front of me, now we can have a conversation. You gotta be careful because we so busy drawing on what we did in the past. Nobody went to therapy. Nobody learned how to let that shit go. Nobody learned how to heal. And so you come and you pulled all the shit that you wish you had said to your ex and you threw it in my face. And this is where people mess up.
Well, I don't think that that's what I don't think that from the wait a minute. I don't think that from the scenario that I just gave y'all, that's what the scenario that you just gave back to me though. I said if I met somebody and I ain't had no issue with them and they coming at me crazy, and I say to them, hey, listen, I've been in the situation in the past. Wait a minute.
I get that.
And you know, now guess what? We talk about bringing up the past and stuff like that, but there are things that can, again, that trigger word.
I don't disagree with you.
That people can.
I'm just saying you got to be careful.
Wait a minute. The people that people can do. And my question again is, if I come to somebody and say, "Hey, listen, I have a problem with the way that you coming to me, and if this is something that we can't fix, I can't deal with this." Am I wrong for saying that?
I just said you weren't wrong.
Okay, no, but that person gonna feel that person. No, you're not wrong, but that person feels attacked because you corrected them on some bad behavior.
Okay, but is bad behavior supposed to be uncorrected?
No,
some people are stubborn and may not correct that because you want them to.
Okay, then
you're looking at it in too black and white because we're talking about emotions here.
Let me respond to her. Because then, hold on. Let me respond to her because then at that point, if you bucking back at me because I just said something to you, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother reason that I don't need to be with you.
That's human behavior, though. Nobody likes to be corrected. Nobody likes to be corrected. That's human behavior. So at the end of the day, again, when we talk about adulting in relationships, the question is, if we have this initial blowout, can we get to a place where I can quote unquote correct you, but you can also correct me? We got to put the egos aside. That is human nature that we don't like to be wrong. It's a natural thing. The question is, how do you move past it if you want to stay in this relationship?
Yeah. But who is that on though? If okay, again, let me flip it around. If I'm being disrespectful to you, Shantae, and you come to me and say, hey, I got an issue with this here, is it not on me at that point to try to change things, especially if you ain't done nothing?
Logically speaking, yes, sweetheart, but we're talking about relationships. Okay, and people's emotions, people's emotions cloud their logic. Logically speaking, you are absolutely right. But if emotions are involved, shit gets real messy and people don't think that through.
Okay, well, listen, people need to start thinking things through.
I don't
easier said than done.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it seems like I'm getting more of a, and I understand you agree with me in certain points, but it feels like I'm getting more of a pushback for saying no. Everyone has a right to tell somebody else
there's no pushback. It's a matter of, it's not always black and white is my point. There's a lot of gray with it. It's the gist of what I was saying. It's not always straight up black and white. But because again, you're talking about emotion.
Yeah, but if it's black and white to you, see, we all got to remember one thing. Every decision that we make, we're responsible for. Every relationship, every fucking thing that we go through, we are responsible for. So at some point, if someone is railroading over you and you decide to be that person railroaded, then so be it. I'm not that person that's gonna be feeling sorry for you, you know. But if you have tried to express, like, yo, I want some respect in here. Don't do me any type of way. I think that should be honored. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the other person feels some other way, and I don't care what their feelings are about how I said what I said, or if they want to butt me back or whatever, at that point, I've got to make a decision, or if I'm going to continue in this pattern. Especially if you fight me on that, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference if I mention something to you and you say, you know what, Russ, I get what you're saying. Then we ain't arguing at that point. Now we're having a discussion. But if I come to you, if you come to me and I'm doing something fucked up, and then I'll be like, man, fuck that, man. You got every right to say, well, either I'm gonna stay in this shit, continue to argue with this motherfucker, or I'm going to pull back because this motherfucker refuses to have a real conversation with me.
But then somebody may not know how to communicate, being objectively speaking. That's when you're supposed to say, you know what, can you see yourself with me? Can you see changing some of this behavior? And if you need help, we can work on it together and talk to a mediator.
I get that. Now, I get that. I get that. Now, that's
okay. We got a lot of catching up to do.
We're gonna
I'm going all the way. Yeah, I'm going all the way back. Miss Cherie says a lot of men are looking for a mother, and too many men act like kids.
What?
So they get what they quiet. So they get what they give. And the ones that act like men, it won't even be possible to talk to them like a child.
Right.
Alex, hey, Alex. He said, hey, Hood Valentine, good question. Elise says, I can't fix what I don't know is broken. Hey, Keisha, she said, address the situation before it leads to a physical altercation. And we know that that's a very real possibility. Hood, here we go. Trying to exist and try to build a family with a broken person never pans out. Then Hood says, when you match the person's energy verbally, you will end up wrong. Cherie says, with a man that actually acts like a man, it will never even get to that point of snapping. The situation would have been handled, or the relationship wouldn't even have made it past talking. Hood says, triggers. Hood says, nobody want to admit they're damaged. Elise is going, Hood says, I seen that movie before. Also, delivering your pain verbally is damn near impossible. I bet if you can write your feelings down, you would choose your words likely. Imagine that. In an angry moment, people talk too fast. I don't disagree. Hood says, exactly. Brothers like me don't deal with confrontation well. And at least you're honest. Miss LaShonda said, it's about how you correct the person when you're coming at them. Speak to them where they're not feeling like they're being attacked. Hood says, I don't know about y'all, but when your partner comes to you and say, we need to talk, shields go up. It's all on your approach.
Right.
Well.
Because can I say something, Russ, with it, with the scenario of saying certain things? Because I'm one that gets very defensive when people say certain things. But if they come, or if you come to say, hey, babe, can we have a talk? Or it's some things we need to discuss. It is about the way your tone is. And sometimes you have to say it almost with honey dripping off of it. Sometimes, even though you pissed off with that person, sometimes with it, you have to be so sweet with it that they can be more understanding to listen and open their ears versus, like Hood say, putting up a shield. Because when he say, you come to me and say, hey, we need to talk. If you come to him and say, hey, babe, we need to have a talk.
Okay.
His shields are not going to go up. But
I got a random question for the entire panel.
Okay.
You dating a person, male or female, whatever you dating them, right?
Right.
And just in y'all have y'all very first like confrontation, and they say to you, hey, bitch, shut the fuck up.
I'm done.
Is that a conversation that you wait a minute? Is that a conversation that you say, well, wait a minute. Let me think about what I'm going to say to this person right now. Let me make sure that I don't offend them right now.
What?
Do you take that same
I would
approach?
have a conversation.
Do you take that same approach? Because this is what I'm saying. There are different levels of disrespect, right? Let's just say, motherfucker just says, hey, bitch, shut the fuck up. Don't shut the fuck up. And y'all, how do you take that? How do you take that, Shantae? Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch. Do you just walk away, or do you just say, or do you give them a response?
Sweetie,
I would give them a rebuttal.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm leaving, and I'm gonna walk away. I'm literally going to walk away.
Okay, Ida.
I've already told
you. Hood.
I'm done. I'm like, yeah, I can't, because I'm like that person. I'm not gonna match your energy like that. If it just comes off and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna walk away, because you might not walk away from the situation yourself if I deal with it in the way you came at me. If I match energy for energy, you might not walk away from that.
See, I just believe in this.
I'm not about to catch a case.
I'm about to come to you, bro. I'm about to come to you. I believe in this. This is a lighter.
That part, LaShonda.
This is a lighter, right? I can't take this lighter and throw it, light it and get another piece of paper and light it and then throw that piece of paper on some fire. On some gasoline, and not expect an explosion. See, I can understand y'all saying like I'm just gonna walk away and all that other shit, but I believe everybody has something that somebody else can say to them that can make them be like, okay, fuck whatever, fuck all the logic and shit that came with me today.
I mean, I would give a response.
Be very clear. Just because I said I walked away didn't mean I wasn't going to do anything. Don't misunderstand. Just because I don't say anything else. See, that's when you really need to be concerned. When I stop talking,
you need to worry.
You need to worry. Just because I don't say anything, don't mean some shit ain't about to get fucked up.
Okay.
Because you came at me wrong.
Zeke, you with your woman and shit, y'all chilling, and y'all have a disagreement, and she say, "Man, shut the fuck up, bitch. Man, stop talking to me."
Oh no.
What's the next move, bro?
Queen Mother Shantae, attorney at law, is officially open for business. Look,
I got some more clients.
Hood Time is my brother. That's literally my blood brother.
You told us that.
I will match, me and him think alike. I would match her energy. And be like, yo, this has got to be who the fuck are you talking to like that moment? I'm like, yo, you are not going to disrespect me. If I'm not going to tolerate it from my brother, what makes you think I'm going to tolerate it from a female that I'm taking care of if I'm with you and you're in my home where I pay the bills?
No, we ain't even said y'all. We y'all ain't even living together. Y'all just is y'all first. This is our first argument. Y'all just dating.
No, if I'm in a relationship with a woman.
No, listen to what I'm saying. You just met her. Now everybody's answering this question from you just met this person, and this is the very first confrontation that y'all have had. So y'all, let's say y'all been fucking with each other for a couple months, and this is the very first time, and she just, bitch, shut the fuck up talking to me. So we can scratch all this, all live together, and all that other shit.
I don't need you. Oh yeah, you're out the door. You could be replaced. You done for.
Sidebar.
I don't need
Sidebar. Legal disclaimer of the administrators of the Black Table here on YouTube and Facebook. Shantae Townsend is not an attorney. She is not taking the bar exam, nor is she qualified to
So in other words, don't be calling her ass when you fuck somebody up and then think she gonna come save your ass. She might sing your ass a song at your arraignment. But yeah, okay. We got some more comments coming in. Read these comments before we get to this last clip.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of people trying to go to jail. Elise said, "Fuck that. There's nothing else to say." Cherie said, "I don't." Hood said, "I'm gonna match that energy. Period." LaShonda said, "Nope. You came at me disrespectful, so I would probably walk away, but I might break something on the way out." Hood said, "Exactly. Hey, Charlotte. Miss Charlotte is watching. Hey, girl." Miss Cherie said, "Nothing and no one should have that type of power over you." I don't disagree. It's hard, but I don't disagree. Elise says, "Call the people in blue. I'm going to jail." You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Okay. Hood said, "Coming from a humble place, Zaria, Zaria, I hope I'm saying your name right, baby. Welcome. I'm so late. What I missed? Girl, you know, missed a lot. Cherie said that would be the last conversation ever to me, would never see me again. Elise said, where is the cameras? I must be getting pranked. LaShonda says, when my ex-husband would come at me negatively, I noticed fighting with him would drain my energy, that part. So what I would start doing is calmly say, okay, whatever, and walk away. He would be so heated but my energy remained in check. I would leave the house and go for a drive.
I'd have kept driving on a motherfucker. All right, y'all, we're gonna get to this clip. I want y'all to pay attention. Ladies, I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say about this one. This one is very interesting.
Fight for me, great, because I love you. I never wanted to not be with you. I never wanted to be without you. I want to do life with you. But in the process of all this happening, you a liar. You got you a bitch, and I had to hear from this bitch what y'all relationship was about. Nah, we not no more. I want to see other people. You act like you're the only fucker in this relationship that other people want to. No, no. Let's be real. So what we gonna do is we gonna stay together. We gonna have a beautiful life together for the rest of our lives. We gonna continue getting money together. We gonna continue raising this little girl together. We gonna have a fabulous home. We're gonna love and take care of each other. But I'm gonna other people, and I hope you do too.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
And we will never ever talk about it. Don't bring me no babies. Don't bring me no diseases. But we gonna do what we want to do outside this house because to this point it has worked. The fight for.
Shit just got deep.
It's a business relationship.
Shit just got
It's
deep.
a business relationship.
Okay.
I understand that.
Okay, so how many of y'all gonna be in a relationship where the person that you with is not fucking with you at all? There's no sexual relationship between y'all at all. Y'all just gonna stay together for the bills. How does that work?
First,
I mean, if we both get money together, it's a business arrangement, then I can live with that.
Okay.
We get more money together than apart. If we're talking about business wise.
Okay. Well, most motherfuckers don't stay with motherfuckers for business though. In most cases. Talk to me, Zeke. What was you about to say? You had something to say.
Okay. He was cheating.
Right.
While she was being faithful.
We know.
Okay? She found out that he was doing dirt all along. He was cheating. Notice she said, I had to find out from her. So while that woman was offered dick all the time, but she was being faithful to that dude. So she's like, okay, since you're fucking around, I'm going to fuck niggas too, and we're going to still be in a relationship together, except I'm going to be doing me as well. That became an open relationship. She said, I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to care for you. We're still going to get money. Still going to run the business or whatever. We're still going to pay the bills. We're still going to do all this shit, except he wants his cake and eat it too. She's going to have her cake and eat it too, which she's entitled because that was working fine for him. What's good for the geese is what's good for the gander.
Okay, so I'm asking you if you was in that situation, if you made a mistake in a relationship, would you stay in a relationship and a woman said I ain't fucking you and we just gonna stay together? I'm asking you, would you stay in that?
No.
You gave me the whole scenario over
I'm
by
going by what the clip said.
But I'm asking you, are you staying? Are you staying? Is Zeke staying? Is Zeke staying in a relationship?
Yes, I'm staying. For the mere fact is, she said, don't bring me no diseases. That means he's still gonna, I'm still gonna be fucking her. The only difference is no babies. Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna be fucking her. She can fuck whoever she wants to go fuck Tom, Dick, Harry, and whoever she wants, but she's coming back. I'm still going to be hitting that. And I'm still going to do me, but I'm not going to bring her no diseases because I'm going to care about her sexual health. And we're still going to run the family. We're still going to make it happen. She's still going to love me. I'm still going to love her. We in an open relationship. That's what a polyamorous open relationship is like.
Okay.
Case closed.
Okay, come on, Sante. Come on, Sante. I don't need the paralegal, Sante. I need the evangelist to come through this month. I ain't heard. No. I need the evangelist to come through here and save somebody right the fuck now.
Why?
No,
it was in the Bible.
All I'm gonna say is this, and you've heard me say this before, and I can only speak for the United States because that's the only place I've lived. Marriage in this country is a business. And the reason why I say it's a business is because if it was purely based off of true love between one person and another, there would be no need for you to sign a piece of paper and to register it with the state and have to give your ID and file these legal documents. Marriage is a business in this country. If you are viewing marriage in that vein, then you want to do what maximizes the business. So since we have a situation not unlike this, where you have two people in a relationship where, like we started out talking about those marriage vows, and somebody decides that them vows really wasn't as precious as they said they were, and somebody decides to go against those vows, but the other person recognizes that, wait a minute, this is a business. I'm a part of a corporation. So let's make sure we keep the corporation running. Let's make sure we can still build generational wealth for our offspring. Let's make sure that we can still have the life that we want to lead. And we will run this like a corporation. Black folks, you got to understand, white people have been doing this for decades and centuries. They don't necessarily love each other when they living in big ass mansions and they own them yachts, but what they recognize is that they work better together than apart. They treat it like a business. Fuck love, they'll find that somewhere else, but they keep them dollars in the bank. So if you're talking about it from a business standpoint, what girlfriend realizes, okay, you flipped the script and you changed the game. I'm going to change the game with you. I'm still going to do what I do as far as my physical needs are concerned, but we're going to make sure that this business is prosperous because that's what it is. That's how it's been established in this country. Understand something. When we were slaves, we didn't sign a fucking piece of paper. We jumped the broom and we were together for decades unless they pull us apart because that was love. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about a business.
We had somebody say look up a word.
Fact.
Can somebody read the definition there of chattel? Can you read? Hold on, let me see if I can make it full.
You gotta blow it up, Russ.
It's chattel.
Okay.
A movable article of personal property. Remember, we were chattel slaves in this country. It was called chattel slavery. Any article of tangible property other than land, buildings, and other things annexed to land. We were chattel slavery in this country. It was chattel.
Good job, Hood.
Ada.
What? Yes.
Yeah, your thoughts.
Well, you called my name. The way you called my name, I was like, "What?" Like when you
your thoughts.
Listening to Channel.
Your thoughts.
Jesus. Me personally, don't do that, Russ. Don't do it. Don't do it, because Zeke messing with you. I ain't that one.
Come on, Jesus.
Me personally, I would not. I couldn't, because there's no guarantee that you're gonna keep your promise of saying, "Oh yeah, I ain't gonna breathe nothing to you." Yeah, I might tell you this, you might tell you that. But I'm finding out from one of your other chicks have approached me and came out and said something, well, you should have come and said, hey, babe, you know, I'm this. Yeah, I had to find out from your side piece. And she came at me in the wrong way and in public. Oh, hell no. I'm taking everything you got and then some. Granted, yeah, we got a business together, but I'm taking everything you got and then some. Don't play with me. That's my life that you putting in jeopardy. Because you could have easily brought something to me. I find out you could have easily brought something to me before I found out from this to me, and it jeopardizes my health and my well-being. And especially if you have children involved in this, and I have children with you, and my children could have lost their mother because of your stupidity, and you not doing what you supposed to do. Yeah, I'm finna show you who I really am. You finna see the bitch in me really quick.
I agree.
Y'all niggas is so funny. Read these comments right quick.
I mean, that's the deal breaker. Don't have kids and don't bring me no diseases. We all good.
And it's different for everybody. I totally agree with Ida. Me personally, I couldn't stay. I'm just understanding where this particular woman is coming from based off of her situation. I didn't stay. Right. I couldn't. Right? It's different for everybody. But if you're looking at it, because the way she described it, like I said, was from we still gonna build this, we still gonna build this life, we still gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like that is kind of the business mindset that she attributed to it. And I would dare to say, and I may be stretching, I would dare to say that could be a coping mechanism for her, because at this point she does recognize that she's been betrayed, and I'm sure that there's a certain level of hurt there. Some people don't just fall apart because they're hurt. They kind of put up a wall and they say, okay, if we're gonna do it like that, then this is what I'll do, and they kind of separate themselves, but they keep it moving and they keep it functioning. So this could be sort of a defense mechanism for her as well.
Thanks.
Read the last of these comments, y'all.
Go ahead, Mama.
I gotta figure out when we ended.
Wait a minute. After LaShonda, when she was talking about her ex-husband, can you see it?
I was grabbing the mouse.
Oh, yeah. Cherie says, saw this exactly what he needs to hear. I don't agree with Stan. Why block your own blessings of having the husband that you could have? That's fact. Hood says, so why is a title needed? LOL. He said a lot of pretending. Elise said she didn't say that. She said no STDs. Cherie says people stand in the wrong relationships is the reason why there is so much trash in the world now. OMG, man and woman up and leave. Move up, move on to something better. Elise said, yeah, that's what I heard too. LaShonda says that's the first 48 relationship, because what do you think will happen when his side piece gets tired of him and her sexual relationships start to pick up? Is not going to work for him, her being with someone else. Cherie says, no, she said in the beginning that they not fucking no more. Okay. Hood said again, why share a title? Cherie said it was just bleeped. Elise said, until he or she falls in love with someone else, then what? Hood said, look up the word chattel. Y'all. Cherie says society made marriage a business and too many people just settled into the norm and followed it instead of living in love. Hood says chattel is part of life insurance. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And like Shantae said, yes, it is. And like Hood says, damage.
And
emotional damage.
I would say it wasn't society that made marriage a business. The government did. Everything about a marriage is based off of federal law, life insurance, how you buy a house, how you divide assets, all of that. That was all the government.
Well, y'all, I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We had a great show. Some great topics, actually. Some stuff to make you, some things to make you say, But yeah, I want to end the show with this last little clip. I just figured after all of the true tough topics that we talked about tonight, we might as well end with a laugh. Fellas, before I play this clip, don't be this nigga. You see that woman right there? She chilling. Don't be this nigga right here.
Oh shit!
It's nice out here though.
It really is.
Yeah, it feel better than it did last month.
Oh, shit, you couldn't even come outside. That's how hot it was.
Damn, babe. Look at her ass.
Oh yeah, it look nice.
Look at it.
I believe you. Go ahead.
She pretty too.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even looking.
My peripheral is working just fine. Like it's cool.
You get a better view if you turn your head to the side and look at that ass.
But I just can't do it right now. It's all good.
Thick with it too.
Oh, for real?
What you think, I'm gonna get mad?
I don't know what you're capable of, honestly.
I'm not finna get mad. You know I'm not like that.
I'm just trying to be safe. I'm being safe with it.
Stop. Come on, just look one time.
Okay, she is pretty.
She pretty?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and her ass nice too, huh?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it is for real.
So you wanna fuck her?
You see, this is shit I'm
I
talking
knew you wanted to fuck her. I know you already saw her when she walked up over there. Why is you acting like you ain't want to look? You know what? I'ma just tell her myself. Excuse me, my boyfriend thinks that you cute and he want to fuck you with your fat ass.
Fellas, don't fall.
He should have just stayed looking.
Don't fall for that shit. If your woman,
and he should have just stayed looking where he was looking.
If she get to talking about look too much, I ain't looking at shit. I ain't looking at her. I'm not looking for an argument. Fuck's wrong with you?
Nope.
Zeke, I can see Zeke right now. Getting jumped in the park and shit. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through tonight. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, I had to mute that one.
Yeah, buddy, I'm trying to tell you, I can see it coming through.
Thank you, Miss Maserati. We enjoy you.
Yes, thank you.
What Sharice say? Now, when I'm with someone, we can legit acknowledge beauty together like homies. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I see no issue with you. You're not blind just because we together. You can recognize that a woman is beautiful, like I can recognize a man is fine.
Yeah, but it's something about a setup. You know.
I smelled that setup, by the way.
Honey, she was like a shark in the ocean.
Yeah,
she smelled that
she
booty.
made him look at the booty. She made him look at the booty. He was trying to be a good nigga too. He was like, no, I'm not trying. No.
Nah, babe, I seen it. I seen a peripheral. Yep, I did a good peripheral, baby.
He tried.
Right out of
really
my
did
peripheral.
He tried.
Don't let nobody get your ass in trouble out here in these streets, man. Hey, y'all, we'll see y'all next week. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all next week.
Be safe, y'all.